It's Monday night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. The Street Stock Series for the Short Track National Showdown is in action here at USA International Speedway for 150 laps of good, hard, grassroots street stock race action. I'm Dustin Caldwell, and the drivers are set to go qualifying. Appreciate you tuning in here. We are going to go to the playing of the national anthem. When we come back, we'll tell you a little bit about more of these drivers, where they're standing at here tonight, and what you can expect from this great short track series we got coming up for you. So don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back in just a few moments. Epic music for an epic series taking place here tonight. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to USA International Speedway here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. I'm Dustin Caldwell. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play action for the Street Stock Series and the Short Track National Showdown League taking place here tonight. We've got 150 laps of good grassroots race action coming at you. You're going to see some metal fly, some rubber grip. You're going to see some tearing, busting, and digging through this field from these street stocks. 3,400 pounds of sheet metal on top of a good, tricked-out, modified 350 engine, and they are going to go barreling around this track. Speaking of the track, let's take a look at the information on your screen here at USA International Speedway. This is a 6/10 of a mile track. 65 degrees in the air. We got some overcast, no humidity, which is very uncommon for this time of year in Florida, but we'll take it. 65 degrees down there on the track. Tell you what, folks, 65 degrees in July. Wow. And it only can mean one thing. There's going to be a lot of grip down there on that track, and these guys are going to be ready to race. They'll have all the grip they need to barrel and bust their way through this field. Let's take a look at the results so far in qualifying. Looks like the 13 of Thomas Axum there setting the fast time with a 23.059, hitting about 95 miles an hour. Right behind him, though, just about 4/100ths of a second off the pace, the number 14 of Blake Barney. Stephen Harrison, Michael Rafferty, and Wesley Utt are rounding out your top five, and qualifying drivers are given 3 of their best laps to be able to lay down a time worthy of trying to get as close as they can to that pole. And again, folks, this is the Short Track National Showdown League. If you want to find out any more information on this league, you can find them on the web at shorttracknationalshowdown.com. iRacing drivers looking to apply, you can find all the information there on their website, or the #1 National Short Track Series out there in the iRacing League. But if you want to see more what the Digital Forge lineup's got in store for you, we got a special event coming up tomorrow night. You can find us on the web, forgebroadcasting.com, or on Facebook, Digital Forge Broadcasting. And as always, folks, you want to see some great racing here on this network, make sure you hit that subscribe so you'll stay in the know as to when we bring you the races live here on YouTube. Looks like we got just a few more minutes before we head to the grid. Talking about some things coming up. Yes, we do have a special event. Seeing as the Championship Racing Association is off this Wednesday night, they are going to be back in action 2 weeks from this coming, or 1 week from this coming Wednesday. So we will have a Wednesday night off. Tomorrow night, though, however, they will be putting on a Good Sam event as they're running their truck series here tonight, but they got a special event coming up tomorrow. Won't say too much more about it, as you'll just have to stay tuned and catch it tomorrow night around 9 o'clock, same time that we're broadcasting here tonight. Coming up Thursday, we are at an off night. We do have some negotiations with the league taking place. And then Friday, the Interleague Championship Racing is back in action. Looks like they are getting closer and closer to finishing up qualifying here. Results still on the screen. It still looks like the number 13 of Thomas Axum with that 23.059 is going to be the one of the faster times to beat here tonight. Blake Barney, though, 4/100ths of a second off that pace. You can't be too disappointed with that time. We'll go on past our top 10 here. See the guys there rounding out. We got 16 cars here tonight. Should be fielding the grid. It's going to be some great racing action. And this is week number 3, ladies and gentlemen. And it is Thomas Axum with the fast time here tonight, leading the points, 19 total points in the series. Dan LaFoe, not too far right behind him. Kalen Moeller, is in third, or tied. Should say he's tied for second. Not really a third position, but Mark LaRoche back there, and a tie for, wow, we've got some tied points. It's a very tight series, folks. Kayla Moeller, Mark LaRoche, Tracy Jenkins, Ryan Lang, Wesley Udd, and Zachary Muldoon are all up there in the top 5. So it looks like we got about 8 drivers in the top 5, and that's crazy. That's a tight, close-knit series. Just a testament to some great race action that you're going to witness here at USA International Speedway. Drivers' meeting should be coming to a close any moment now, and the drivers will begin to make their way out to the grid. Want to give a special shout out to Skip Lynn and Teddy Groh, 2 of the administrators behind the scenes here for the Street Stock Series, putting together the framework to be able to bring you this great race action this Monday night. And we'll be continuing to follow. It's a 10-week series, and we are in week number 3 now. So from here on out, we will be covering this every single Monday night. So drivers have begun to make their way to the grid, as you see down there on the track. See all the cars getting there. So as we take a look, here's what your grid looks like tonight. So it is going to be Thomas Axum, the number 13, out there on the pole. To his outside of that first row, you got the number 14 of Blake Barney. Taking a look at that second row in third position, the inside lane, the number 1 of Stephen Harrison with the 41 of Michael Rafferty to his outside. Looking back in the third row, you got the number 45 of Wesley Utt's going to be in that inside lane with the 31 of Tracy Jenkins to his outside. Dan LaFoe, James Kugler Mark LaRoche, and Ryan Lang will round out the first 5 rows. Looking further back, you will have D.W. Jones, Caleb Moeller battling it out back there in row number 6. Row number 7, Cole Eastman, Skip Lynn will go at it. And Ted Groh and Andrew McCall will round out your field here tonight at USA. You can definitely tell these drivers are raring and ready to go. We get you down to that action. Taking a look at that, folks, down there on the grid. Pace car getting ready to roll. As now they are given their first gear, pace car should start to make its way. There it goes. So the Mustang iRacing pace car. Oh, and this is an interesting fact here tonight, folks. The number 13 of Thomas Axo actually is going to start at the back of the field. Last week's winner, that is a league rule that these guys have. If you win one week, the next week you start at the tail. Makes these drivers have to work that much harder to be able to claim victories in this series. Keeps it a little more competitive as we see the 13 there of Thomas Axum in the back of the field. Will be starting right next to Rafferty. So there will be a little bit of a shuffled lineup as the pace car makes its way into the backstretch. The front stretch for the second pace lap coming into turn number 1 now. Here we go. Pace car set to go into the pits this time around. And we're going to be set for 150 laps. Pace cars into the pits. Here they come into the front stretch. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. And the green flag flies. We're off to the race. And here comes the number 14 of Blake Barney into the backstretch, leading the field. About to complete the first lap here tonight. Some good race action across that start-finish line. And Blake Barney down there in that lower groove, really working it out. Take a look at that. The number 1 of Stephen Harrison right there behind him. Here they come screaming into turn number 3 of lap number 2. Working their way through that 4th turn, lower groove, the preferred line here tonight into the front stretch. Michael Rafferty back there in 3rd now, battling with Stephen Harrison. Side-by-side race action. It looks like that number 1 of Harrison is going to be to the high side in that PSR TV Chevrolet. Into the backstretch they go. We do have a caution flag coming out. And it looks like possibly Ryan Lang involved in this one. Gotta go back and take a look at the replay on this. Heavy damage coming out of that 77. So we're going to back it up just a little bit further from here. Do apologize on that. So there it is right there. You can see all the rest of the drivers. A lot of smoke from some of them. So that's going to take about 3 of the drivers out of the field. Top 5 on your left-hand side, Blake Barney, Stephen Harrison, Michael Rafferty, Wesley Udd, and Dan LaFoe, your top 5. Here about to head into lap number 5. There you see Blake Barney, the New Jersey driver there with a fast lap time, 23.697. Currently leads the field. He started to the outside. Technically, you can call it first. Axum, though, had the pole. Had to start at the tail of the field. Your out of commission report as we begin to roll our ticker now. Ted Gross, Skip Lynn, Andrew McCall, the 3 drivers out of commission early on in this race. Next time around, the lights should be coming off the pace car as it works its way through the backstretch. Towards turn number 3, Blake Barney will be setting that pace when we go back to green. Should be on lap number 8. And as we see the lights come off that pace car, they'll begin to double file it up. It's going to be Stephen Harrison to the outside of Blake Barney. Wesley Utt, Michael Rafferty, Dan LaFoe, and Mark LaRoche will be battling it out. That's your front 6. Front 3 rows. Pace car coming out of turn number 2. It's going to be lap number 8 when the green flag goes and we are back to the race. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Into turn number 3. Towards that turn number 4. Pace cars now into the pits. Blake Barney to set the pace into the front stretch. There's the green flag. We are back to the race. And a side-by-side battle into the first couple of turns. Blake Barney to the low side, edges out. Stephen Harrison makes contact with the wall. Rafferty now looking to the inside of Harrison into turn number 3. What a battle side by side into that 4th turn. Here they come down the front stretch towards turn number 1. Oh, and the number 1 of Harrison looking to possibly make contact with Rafferty out of turn number 2. He is on the bumper. Wesley back there in 4th position. Number 45, Mountain Dew Chevrolet works his way out of turn number 4 into the front stretch. Nice little side-by-side battle back there. Behind Thomas Axum, as you see the number 38 of Mark LaRoche and the 17 of D.W. Jones battling out, and LaRoche with a little bit of a crossover move. Got a heck of an incident right there in turn number 4. A lot of the drivers had to check up, but it looks like everybody will be safe and sound. Some heavy damage, maybe. Oh, we are going to see a caution flag come out. The Batman car there of D.W. Jones looking really neat on that car paint scheme there. Tracy Jenkins looks like he has a little bit of front end damage on that vehicle. Let's run back to replay on the 31 and see if we can capture the action as it unfolded. So as we follow the 31 of Jenkins, see that 84 car right there behind him. That is Kalen Moeller. Right there, a little bit of action up into the wall. It's going to be the 31 of Tracy Jenkins. Getting loose out of turn number 4 will spin the car around. Race control deems it to be an unsafe event, so therefore the second caution flag of the night will come out here at USA. So, as we take a look at the summary statistics there in the left side, 12 laps completed, 1 lead change, 2 total cautions. This is the Street Stock Series Short Track National Showdown this Monday night.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to USA International Speedway this Monday night. I'm Dustin Caldwell here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. Going to be set to go green on lap number 17. It was the 31 of Tracy Jenkins getting loose out of turn number 4 that brought out that caution flag. It will be Michael Rafferty in the 41. The number 1 is Stephen Harrison up there in that front row. Rafferty has set the pace here as the pace car is set to go into the pits here in turn number 3. There goes the pace car into the front stretch, wasting no time. The 41 of Rafferty just takes off, catching Stephen Harrison asleep at the wheel. Comes firing out of turn number 2 into the backstretch, wasting no time. Take a look at that. That 41 goes screaming into the third turn as Wesley up the 45 Mountain Dew machine has the 13 of Thomas Axum right now on his rear into the front stretch. Looking to that inside. The 13 of Axum really going to push it into turns 1 and 2. Thomas Axum now looks to the inside, and he's going to go for second position. Really be able to pick it up, and we've got a huge incident down there on the track. A lot of pileups down there. We're going to go back and follow the 55 of Cole Eastman on this one. Possibly got caught up in all that action. So as we come down and take a look. We follow the incident right here. Should be not quite. It's going to be in turn number, there it is right there. Coming out of turn number 2, Tracy Jenkins is going to be involved. Oh, and wow! The 84 of Kalen Moeller went for a ride. Roof got to touch the pavement. That's never a good sign, and you can see right there he's kind of woozy. Goes up into the wall right there in turn number 3. He's going to come down into the pits. Unbelievable. Tough break there, but it looks like he's going to be all right out of this. Kalen Moeller here tonight started in 12th. He's up 1 position into 11th. Just rolled the car and amazingly is able to keep it out. He had to take it down pit road to get it checked out by the crew. It looks like they were able to see that everything is fine on it. And the Texas driver will continue to roll on here at USA. Looking up at front, right there beside the pace car, giving a little competition there with that Mustang iRacing pace car coming out of the 4th turn. Michael Rafferty here tonight. Started in 4th position, currently running in 1st, has a total of 8 laps led, now 9. Crossing that start-finish line, fast lap time here tonight, 23.273. And take a look who's to the outside. This was your pole sitter here tonight, got the victory last week, relegated to the tail on the start of the race, and has now made his way up to 2nd position. So you see how and why the league has their rule on putting the previous race winners at the tail to start the race. Definitely a difficult task, but if you are fast enough, and as we see the number 13 of Thomas Axum here, able within the first 22 laps of the race to be up in 2nd position. So as the lights come off the pace car, here is your summary statistics. 22 laps completed, 3 lead changes, 3 total cautions. Current top 5, you got Rafferty Axum up front. Utt and Barney will be in your 2nd row. Ryan Lang will have D.W. Jones to deal with back there in that 3rd row. So as the pace car brings them down the backstretch towards turn number 3, we'll get the green flag on lap 24. It will be Rafferty to set the pace with the Axum, Crasham Axum to the outside, the number 13 car. Here they go, ladies and gentlemen, into the front stretch, and there's the green flag. We are back to the race on lap number 24. Nice little side-by-side battle through the first couple of turns. The 14 of Blake Barney now makes his way to the high side behind Thomas Axum as they go into the 3rd turn. A little bit of single file action. Thomas Axum has Rafferty to the bumper, coming down that front stretch across that start-finish line into lap number 25. As we see them work their way out of the 2nd turn, we got a car coming out of the pits and will be in front of everybody, slowing them up. We'll look to the high side in turn number 4. Axum and Rafferty battling hard out of the front stretch. Into turn number 1 they go. Blake Barney back there in 3rd position, the 45 of Wesley Utt, denoted by the Mountain Dew paint scheme, coming out of the 2nd turn into the backstretch. And take a look at this battle up front. Wow. These guys are battling hard. The number 53 of James Kugler was the guy who came out of the pits just a couple laps ago. And Rafferty and Axum battling. Take a look at that as Rafferty now to the inside of Axum. We'll have a trailer, and that trailer, the number 14 of Blake Barney, wanted to be able to get around Axum, will not be able to do so. Axum side by side with Rafferty out of the 4th turn into the front stretch. Caution flag comes out. We have another incident on the field. Not quite sure as we follow James Kugler, the Georgia driver here tonight. Started in 8th, fell back 4 positions. A little bit of lap traffic there for these drivers. Currently 3 laps down off the pace. And we see Thomas Axum now make his way down pit road. Going down for a little bit of short pit action, possibly some fuel, or just passing through the pits. Now he's going to stop in the pit box. Let's see what he does. So it looks like it's just going to be a little bit of fuel for the 13. No, he actually is taking tires. And it looks like the number 1 right there behind him, Stephen Harrison, in his pit box. 2 pit boxes behind him. He's taking some tires, and Axum ready to go. There he gets the green. Heads off of pit road. Stephen Harrison there now makes his way off of pit road. Harrison here tonight started 3rd. He's currently running in 10th position. Last car on the lead lap. So this is the guy to beat right now, folks. Michael Rafferty. Came into tonight's race running 6th in points. Only has 2 points in the series. Looking to pick up a victory here in the 3rd round. Out of the 10-week seasons, you're going to see a couple different tracks. Next week, they go to Phoenix. Take on that nice little track. It's actually larger, probably one of the larger tracks you'll see here on this. But coming up a week after that, they'll be at Oxford Plains, followed by Lanier, Thompson, Concord, US. They'll be back here on September 5th, and the championship race to be determined yet will take place on September 12th. These drivers battling for a cash payout of $130 so far for first place. Second will get $90. Third will get $70. Fourth, $50, and fifth will get $30. So a lot at stake here. Definitely got to do the homework. They are given a open setup, or a genuine good setup to run that everybody typically runs. So as that lights come off, that pace car will be back green on lap number 33. It's going to be the 41 of Rafferty with the inverse of the 14 of Blake Barney to the high side. You can see that Rafferty is ready to roll on that lower groove. Take a look at it, who's behind him. Keep your eye on that 45 car of Wesley Utt. Pace car now works its way into the pits. Here they go through turn number 4 into the front stretch. Ready to go green. And there's the green flag. Rafferty and Barney battling out up front. Blake Barney is going to lose out as they carry up towards the wall. And now the number 11 of Dan LaFoe makes his way up there to that lower groove. Right there, nearly making contact with Barney. He's going to look across over to the lower groove. Coming out of turn number 4, Rafferty and Barney still battling out side by side. Working their way in. Oh, and the contact getting a little bit loose. There's a checkup. And the 41 of Rafferty is going to go from first to about 4th position. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Just one turn as contact was made from Blake Barney. Got him a little bit loose, and now Blake Barney takes over the race late here into lap number 35. LaFoe right there behind Barney. Into the backstretch towards turn number 3 as they make their way down. The 45 of Wesley Utt now finds himself up into 3rd position. And Rafferty back there in 4th, working his way back up to the front. We'll look to the inside now of Wesley Utt. Heading into that first turn, lower groove. He's really working it. And there goes Rafferty to the inside as Wesley Utt makes some hard contact with that wall out of the second turn. And now Rafferty begins to climb the ladder back to the front as he works his way out of turn number 4, looking to gain some ground on that number 11 of Dan LaFoe. Into the first turn, following Michael Rafferty, the number 41 Fantech machine. Out of that second turn, he could see about a car length gap between him and Dan LaFoe, and into the third turn here on lap number 37. Gets a little bit tight, and LaFoe can start to see that 41 creep closer and closer with every turn that passes by. Blake Barney just ahead, though, out of the second turn. Has a nice sizable lead, about a 6/10, almost 7/10 of a second gap between him and the 41 of Rafferty. Thomas Axum back there in 5th position. And they're driving pretty conservative at this point. We've got a lot of distance to cover as we're just now heading into lap number 39. Into the backstretch and take a look at this. Side by side with LaFoe to the inside. Michael Rafferty out of turn number 4. He's going to go to second position. Secures it there before the first turn in lap number 40. And LaFoe says, I'm not going anywhere. You want that position, you're going to have to work for it. Now Wesley Utt looks to do the same to LaFoe. Boy, he's really on that bumper. And here comes Axum having to check up into turn number 4. Nearly made contact with Utt. Blake Barney still has about a second lead over the rest of the field as you see the 14 car into the backstretch. Works his way down into the third turn. Nice little side-by-side battle with Wesley Utt and Thomas Axum now through that fourth turn. Axum Trucking, the sponsor on Thomas Axum's machine. Mountain Dew, the sponsor on Wesley Utt's machine. As they work their way into turns 1 and 2, a nice little side-by-side battle. And Thomas Axum, Wesley Utt, for the second time tonight, has made some hard contact coming out of that second turn right into the wall. Thomas Axum now up into 4th position, has Dan LaFoe just ahead of him. LaFoe down to that lower groove, and what an aggressive move from the 13 of Axum as he goes around the high side of LaFoe. Picks up 3rd position in lap number 43. There you see the 14 of Blake Barney coming out of the 4th turn with a nice sizable gap, looking about 1.1 seconds ahead of Michael Rafferty. Rafferty looking for some revenge here as he works his way out of turn number 2 on lap 44. Blake Barney definitely in a groove now. It looks like all the nerves from the drivers have settled. Take a look at the battle here. Stephen Harrison having D.W. Jones right there to the inside. And D.W. Jones, take a look at that. He's up a few positions from where he started. Started 11th here tonight. The Mid-South driver currently trying to battle for 6th position as he's to the inside of Stephen Harrison, trying to work that lower groove. Across that start-finish line into lap number 46. That Batmobile lost some grip there out of turn number 2, and the number 1 of Stephen Harrison still holds on to that 6th position slot. And Rafferty makes contact with the wall, and Thomas Axum, wow, he is being really aggressive with Rafferty here. Looks to the inside, even using some apron there. Coming out of that second turn, Rafferty's going to make contact with the wall, and now Axum still to the high side, trying to get around Rafferty and pick up P number 2. Whoa! A little bit of looseness, some oversteer there from the 13 of Axum. You would think they have one lap to go the way they're racing. Axum falls back off the pace as there's about a 5-car length gap, and now Dan LaFoe looks to gain some ground and battle for P number 3 with Thomas Axum. Wesley Utt as well in the hunt for the 3rd position. Take a look at Blake Barney working his way now into the 3rd turn, about to cross that start-finish line. will pick up total of 27 laps led this time by. And Rafferty still trying to hold on to that second position slot as Axum. Nice little battle here. Oh, and we've got a caution flag. And it looks like it's going to be the 55 of Cole Eastman getting loose coming out of that fourth turn. At this point, the yellow flag had already come out. Right here it is. Just going to get a little overdrive. Rear end's going to get loose on the 55 machine. And Cole Eastman will have to get her turned around right here in the front stretch. So, fifth caution flag comes out here on lap number 50. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Lights off the pace car. Pace car set to head into the pits as it works its way now into turn number 3. We'll be back green on lap number 55. Rafferty and Utt up front now. Rafferty setting that pace. Here we go. Takes off. And the green flag flies. We're back to the race on lap number 56. Some nice side-by-side battle into the third turn as it looked like Ryan Lang was able to get out ahead, but he's going to push high in turn number 4. Thomas Axum now is dealing with Blake Barney to his inside of turn number 2. Barney's going to be able to get around him with no problem there, and wow, we got somebody. It looks like LaRoche is going to get spun. Maybe possibly even a little bit of loose, so the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet will get loose coming out of turn number 2. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. On board with the 38 machine. Definitely hear the tire. Stephen Harrison to the high side. You're going to see there is Lang got really loose, or really tight, excuse me. Pushed up high in turn number 4. Right here, let's see if there's any contact. No contact, just a little bit of overdriving and looseness from the rear end of the number 38, and he is going to get loose. Definitely hear the frustration there as caution flag number 6 now comes out of the night. Following this driver here, we're going to go on board with the number 41 of Michael Rafferty here and see if we can get a driver interview for you. Michael Rafferty, this is Dustin Caldwell in the booth. Are you there? Looking for that number 41. This is Dustin Caldwell in the booth. Are you there? Fortunately, he is not available, so we'll go to the next best slot, right to Blake Barney there. Blake Barney, this is Dustin Caldwell in the booth. Are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Currently running in second position here tonight. You've been up around the top 5 all night, battling really hard. How's the car handling?
Car feels really good. I think I got something for these guys. I just went from 7th to 2nd on that restart, and I got new tires, so we'll see if we can get a good run.
What was your expectations coming into USA? Is this a good track that you can run at, or is this? How do you feel about this track?
I ran a couple leagues, street stock leagues, and I've been doing street stocks for a while. It's one of my favorite cars, and it's one of my favorite tracks too with it. So I'm pretty good here, and hopefully I can pull off a win tonight.
Is there any special thanks or shout outs you'd like to give?
I'd like to give a shout out to my dad and Austin McCody.
All right, well, best of luck to you in the laps to come, bud.
Yep, thanks.
There you have it, folks. Blake Barney there, the number 14 machine, currently running in second position. We'll start behind the 41 of Michael Rafferty. Rafferty with some communication problems in his car. Unfortunately, couldn't get a driver interview for you right there. But folks, if you're just tuning in, this is the Street Stock Series Short Track National Showdown League this Monday night. Appreciate you tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. I'm Dustin Caldwell, and it's my pleasure to be able to bring you this great race in action taking place here at USA. So the lights are off that pace car. We'll get the green flag on lap number 63. Pace car set to go into the pits, and there it goes. Down into the pits, Rafferty and Barney up front, battling side by side out of turn number 4. And there's the green flag. We're back to the race on lap 63. Some great side-by-side race action as Barney takes over the race lead. Rafferty and Harrison now battle it out in second position. Rafferty to the low side, Harrison pushing to the high side. Trying to get around that 41. Oh, and we've got another spin out. Looks like possibly may have been the 77 of Lang. Now Lang is there. Not quite exactly sure who spun out there on the front stretch, but take a look at this battle. These 4 cars are really battling out of turn number 4 into the front stretch. as Rafferty holds on to second position. Right behind him, Harrison and LaFoe battling out for third, and LaFoe to the inside. Oh, he's going to get a little bit loose, and now Axum tries to make it 3 wide right there before turn number 3. Oh, and a little bit of checkup action right behind Wesley Utt as looks like the 17 of D.W. Jones got into the back of Kalen Moeller. Oh, and we've got another spin out. Still got the green flag, but Cole Eastman, the 55 machine, now spinning out. Still under the green flag. Here we go, folks. Blake Barney into the first turn. Now has Michael Rafferty just about 6/10 behind him. Behind Rafferty, take a look at the battle between Harrison and LaFoe. Wesley Utt back there in 7th position, or 6th, excuse me. Trying to get up there as Harrison and LaFoe battle for 4th. As they cross the start-finish line, here is your top 5. Barney, Rafferty, Axum, Harrison, and LaFoe. A little bit of contact with the wall coming out of turn number 4 as Rafferty's car is really looking tight. Continues to push up to the high side there out of turn number 2. Flirts with that wall in the backstretch. And it looks like we're going to have the caution flag come out yet again. Looks like Kalen Moeller is going to get loose this time around. Let's go back and take a look. Following the 84 machine has the 17 of D.W. Jones behind him. 17 of Jones was really abusing that 84's bumper. It looks to the inside here. And right about there. So bring you down closer to that action. A little bit of apron contact. Climbs the contour, and right there, the 84 just seems to climb the field right in front of the 17 of D.W. Jones. Kalen Moeller gets just a little bit loose. We back it up just a little bit here. We're going to take you on board with the 17 of D.W. Jones and show you how these guys have been battling it out. Speed our camera up here for you. Just shows you the hard-fought race, and there's the contact, getting them a little bit loose, trying to do a bump and run. And the 84 just climbing right up into him. So Moeller will get spun out. So Blake Barney takes over the race lead here on lap number 72 of the Street Stock Series. Folks, we're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll have some more race action for you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. About to get the green flag. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Street Stock Series. There's the green flag. We're back underway on lap number 75. And the restarts, breeding another caution here early on. Taking a look at the replay here. See a little bit of connection issues there, plaguing one of the drivers. Here they come to the restart. As we take a look, we'll slow down the camera there, and it looks like Rafferty is going to get loose. Possibly even some contact there with Axum. Rafferty's going to go up into the wall. LaFoe, wow, he's going to go down to the lower part of the wall. And some heavy contact from these drivers. You can definitely see that Rafferty had some contact as he comes back around. The 31 of Tracy Jenkins is going to turn the 45 of Wesley Utt. And all that hoopla in turn number 1 will bring out the next caution flag. There's a better look of the second turn. You can still see some of the drivers trying to get turned around there in the first turn. Restarts the number 1 caution. I'm bringing out more cautions. As they get things worked out, folks, we're going to take another commercial break. We'll be back in just a few. Try to do it again. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Race control trying to get the drivers settled down. It looks like Thomas with him. Take a look at him coming out of turn number 2. Barney is on the bumper of Axum. Oh, and some looseness there from Caleb Moeller. Moeller has Ut behind him. Wow, these drivers are smacking these balls hard. LaFoe and Harrison's battle side by side into the backstretch. Harrison to the inside of LaFoe in turn number 3, trying to hold on to that lower groove. LaFoe's going to push just a little bit, and that's going to give enough room for the number 1 of Stephen Harrison to take over third position here in the lap number 84. Axum just ahead of Blake Barney coming into the backstretch. Barney on the bumper, trying to get around Thomas Axum. Got a little side-by-side race action to the back. Everything else looks to be working in a single file line as we see Thomas Axum. Oh, some contact with the wall. Ryan Lang now up into the top 5. And Lang and LaFoe look like they're going to go at it for a 4th position. Lang holds on to it. And Lang is able to get around LaFoe and hold on to 4th position. Here he comes into the 4th turn. Started 10th here tonight, up 6 positions into 4th. Wesley Utt now finds himself in a position battle. Just ahead. 38 of Martin Roach, though, right behind him. Is a few laps down, about 3 laps down off the pace. Thomas Axum crossing the start-finish line at the lap number 89. Axum now with a total of 12 laps led here this evening. Started at the tail, was last week's winner at South Boston. .229, the fast lap time run by the 13 here tonight. Oh, and Barney looks to the inside. Can he make the move? Blake Barney in turn number 3 will take that inside groove away from Thomas Axum and now battles for the race lead. Oh, and he's going to do it Dukes of Hazzard style. Some wiggling, wobbling coming out of the 4th turn. And Blake Barney now takes over the race lead in lap number 91. Axum trying to use that apron to get to the inside. He's going to cross back over. And it's going to be a little bit of flip-flop, but not quite. Oh, Barney pushing high into the midpoint of turn number 4. Opens the doorway clean and clear for the 13 of Thomas Axum to take back over the race lead, and he does so. These guys are fighting for that low groove. Nice symptom of the cooler temperatures, allowing for the great grip for these guys to dive it down into these turns like this. Hence why you see them darkening up that yellow line, and now Barney looks to the inside of Axum. What a battle for the race lead here in lap number 93. Barney really on that bumper, and take a look at Stephen Harrison, the number 1 machine, right there behind. And another aggressive attempt here from the 14 of Barney, but he's going to get tight and push up, and Stephen Harrison was looking to the inside. Barney now is going to look to the inside, turns 1 and 2. Stephen Harrison now there. Thomas Axum, the 13, to the outside. Out of turn number 2, the 14 of Barney takes over the race lead, but Harrison's going to be set up for a possible pass attempt. And he's going to start to push, gets a little bit loose. Started to climb the track. Axum was right there. Barney has got the race lead now. So Blake Barney, 50 laps led here tonight for the 14 machine. Works his way towards turn number 3. This New Jersey driver started second. And you can see why he's been battling really well with Thomas Axum here. And remember, folks, Thomas Axum started at the tail of the field. He actually had to come back through the field, was able to do so in the first 22 laps of the race. And they continue to battle here down that backstretch into the third turn of lap number 96. Flag out. And it looks like the 41 of Rafferty back in 8th position. Last car on the lead lap now. Got a little bit loose coming out of that fourth turn. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. So as we follow, the 41 has the 17 of D.W. Jones behind him. We'll look to the inside, and wow, looseness out of that second turn. Here's turn number 3. And they're just going to get a little bit loose. Little helping hand from the 17 of D.W. Jones. Nowhere really for that car to go. We'll get the 41 of Rafferty spun out. You see that Jones really lays on the brakes there to get loose to allow the 41 to get turned around. So a total of 9 cautions out here tonight, folks. Just been a tough race, especially for that guy right there, the number 41 of Michael Rafferty. We'll take a short commercial break. We come back, we'll have some more race action for you. So don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back. Pace car now working its way towards pit road. There it goes. 103 is when the green flag will return, folks. Now Ryan Lang, the 77 machine, will take over second position, but the side-by-side battle between Harrison and Axel continues for third position as they work their way down towards turn number 3 on lap 104. Oh, Wesley Utt going to be involved in an incident there. That's going to bring out our double-digit caution flag of the night, caution number 10, as the 45 Mountain Dew machine will get a spin in turn number 4. There you see Utt right there behind the 84 of Kalen Moeller. The Exxon 53 to the inside. Not really any contact until he got loose from D.W. Jones, so strictly a sole looseness out of the 45 machine. And the Indiana driver will get loose and bringing out caution flag number 10 of the night. So Blake Barney still holding on to the race lead. Going to see if we can get some information here from Mr. Teddy Groh, one of the administrators in the league. Teddy Groh, this is Dustin Caldwell. You there?
Yes, sir. How are we doing tonight, Dustin?
Well, not too bad. You see some great aggressive racing out of these drivers due to the cooler temperatures we have here at USA. What are your thoughts so far on tonight's race?
We're fairly happy with what's going on tonight. You know, there are a lot of new drivers in here, so we kind of expected some of this to happen. I'm sure as the season goes on, guys get more comfortable with how everybody else drives. I'm sure things will clean itself up a little bit. We are watching very closely for what goes on, but all in all, we're been some really good racing up front there between Barney, Axum, and all them guys up front there, Harrison. Been some good stuff going on right now.
Coming up next week, we roll into Phoenix here with the Street Stock Series, going up to that big 1 mile track. What can the viewers expect? As tonight, you know, 0.6 of a mile here in USA, and we're going up to the big 1 mile. What can they expect next week?
Hopefully less cautions, to be honest with you. Don't like the amount of cautions we have, but that's short track racing. 150 laps, it's to be expected. But as long as we have good racing, we're okay. Big track next week at Phoenix, Arizona. Should be some better racing. It's more wide open for these guys, and you know, hopefully it'll be some better racing next week.
All right, we'll appreciate the time. And is there any shout out you want to give while I got you here?
Yeah, we just got to give a shout out to all these great drivers, man. We appreciate everybody coming out and supporting the Short Track National Showdown. We're just going to continue to press on, and you know, of course, got to give a shout out to my main man, also Skip. Skip and I have worked tireless hours trying to get this thing up and running, and we couldn't do it without each other. So we're looking forward to continuing to grow here at STNS.
All right, Teddy, thank you very much for the time. We're about to go back to the green, and we'll probably get some words after the race with you, bud.
Looking forward to it, man.
Well, he was about to head back to the green, but it looks like D.W. Jones is going to get a wave around in the Batmobile number 17 car. So the caution flag will come out just one more time here on the pace car as he's going to get caught back up with the field. Gains a lap back, so the light will go off. We'll be back green on lap 111, the 111. That's right, folks. Talking with Teddy Groh next week. Phoenix International Raceway takes place. That'll be next Monday night on August 1st. Definitely want to hit subscribe out here on YouTube if you haven't done so already. You can find these guys on the web at shorttracknationalshowdown.com. Pace car set to go into the pits this time. Here we go. There it goes. Blake Barney. Single file restart this time. Here we go. We'll get the green flag on lap 111. There it is, and we are back to the race. And a little bit of collision there with Barney to Axel. Into the first turn. Blake Barney to the inside. Thomas Axum to the outside. We've seen this before. Stephen Harrison to the inside of Axum. Nowhere for Axum to be able to go to pass Barney. Barney's holding on to that race lead here on lap 113. Stephen Harrison to the inside. Now Dan LaFoe comes up and joins the mix. Thomas Axum really feeling some pressure, but what an aggressive move. Decides to go down and cut the nose off of Dan LaFoe. LaFoe not too happy about that. You saw the contact there in turn number 4. Now the 13 of Axum and the Axum trucking machine works its way into turn number 1 to the inside of Stephen Harrison, now into second position. Harrison not ready to give it up just yet out of turn number 2 into the backstretch. Chases down the number 13 machine of Thomas Axum. 53 of James Kugler back in the mix, up in the top 5, right there behind the number 11 of Dan LaFoe. As they work their way in the front stretch down towards turn number 1. Here is your top 5 as we follow Kugler. So it's Barney Axum, Harrison, LaFoe, and Kugler. Barney begins to pull away, has a 6/10 of a second gap between him and Thomas Axum here on lap 116. Harrison trying to put some pressure on Axum. No dice coming out of turn number 2. LaFoe right there behind Harrison. Kugler feeling the pressure there of Rafferty. Rafferty looking really close to the bumper of that 53 Exxon machine out of turn number 2. Rafferty's may try something here in the third turn. Not quite. He's going to stay right there. He'll have the 77 of Ryan Lang right behind him. And a little bit of checkup action there. And some wall contact from the 53. Kugler struggling to hold on to that 5th position. You can see the rear end getting loose there in the second turn. And now Rafferty and Lang look to come up for a pass. To the inside, the 41 of Michael Rafferty to the inside. Here they go in the third and fourth turn. And wow, Lang really laying on the brakes there to save that one. So Rafferty moves up to 5th position, taking it away from the 53 of Kugler. Lang right there behind him up front. Axum now looks to go side by side with Barney. Barney throws the block, does not want to let that 13 car around. Into the front stretch they go. And now LaFoe looks to make a move on Harrison, but Harrison ready for it. Running that high side as he gets some momentum out of turn number 2, but here comes the number 11 of Dan LaFoe. We'll have the doors shut before the third turn. Into the front stretch to lap 121 now. Barney leads the field with a total of 72 laps led here tonight. And Rafferty with some wall contact out of turn number 2. Down the front stretch yet again. Barney holding off that 13 of Axum. And it looks like Harrison's now to the inside of LaFoe, but LaFoe's going to try to make a diving move, and 3 will not have the room. And it looks like Rafferty's ready to make a move on LaFoe. looks like Rafferty is going to get around LaFoe and pick up 4th position. LaFoe with a diving move, nearly making contact with Rafferty. In turn number 2, down the backstretch they go. You can definitely see that Barney and Axum are pulling away from the field. As we take a look at Steven Harrison's information just ahead. 2 seconds off the leader, about 1.9 behind Axum. Now we got 25 laps remaining in the race here at USA. LaFoe and Lang battling it out side by side. Lang's going to go around 11. Oh, but Dan LaFoe looking to that inside. Will he be able to make a crossover move back? No, the 77 shuts that door. Barney and Axum battle into turn number 1, but take a look at Rafferty and Harrison. Harrison, some contact, trying to get that 41 car tight. Will do so. Nice move there. But unfortunately for him, doesn't have the speed down the backstretch. Almost making contact in turn number 4. And that's going to slow up that number 1 car of Harrison. Harrison will fall back to 5th as Rafferty continues to hold on to 3rd. Ryan Lang. Oh, and he's going to get turned. LaFoe's going to deliver it back. And Ryan Lang, wow. That car is going to go rocking and a-rolling. The 77 of Ryan Lang. Tough break there. So we follow Ryan Lang, the Illinois driver. Steven Harrison, look at this battle right here down the front stretch. Was able to get around Harrison. Harrison tries to pull a crossover move right about here. Gets him loose. Snap back, the hit from LaFoe, and wow. A devastating blow from the 31 of Tracy Jenkins, and Jenkins loses his front bumper in that contact. So Lang and Jones now working their way down pit road, as well as the 53. Blake Barney still out to the race lead. Total of 81 laps led. As the 45 of Wesley Udd behind him. Udd currently in the lucky dog slot. Kalen Muller will go down pit road. So that gives second position to Michael Rafferty now. Every lap that passes, we're getting closer and closer to that 150 mark. Will Blake Barney be able to hold on to it? Only time can tell. He'll have about 17 laps to prove a point. When the green flag flies, as the lights should be coming off the pace car this time by. As the pace car works its way out of the fourth turn, it'll be into 133. We'll be back green on lap number 134. Barney's going to have Rafferty to deal with in second position. Axum and LaFoe back there in the front four. Pace car into the pits. There's the green flag. We're back to the race. And Barney still holding them off as Axum and Rafferty battle. Oh, D.W. Jones and Hunt's going to have some contact. That's going to bring out another caution flag, making the job easier and easier for Barney to be able to finish up front. Looked like the 17 of D.W. Jones just got a little bit loose. So 12 cautions here at USA, 14 lead changes. Just about 15 laps to go. Getting closer and closer. Will Blake Barney be able to hold on to the victory or the leadership slot when that checkered flag falls? We'll find out, folks. Stay tuned. We'll be back right after this. Lights to come off the pace car this time by It's going to be 10 laps to go when we get that green flag. Given the fact, folks, that we are getting closer and closer to the end of the race, single file restarts will be implemented here. Trying to finish this thing under a nice competitive green flag stance. Pace car into the third turn. We'll set to go into the pit. There it goes. And the green flag's back in the air. Barney with 9 laps to go, still out to the race lead. Total of 93 laps led here tonight. Can he hold on to it? Nice little battle there with Kalen Moeller. Side-by-side action with Ryan Lang. That battle for 7th position. Here comes Axum. Axum trying everything to get around Barney. Out of turn number 4. It's going to be 7 laps to go. And these drivers are getting anxious. Out of turn number 2, here comes Blake Barney. Some near 3-wide action right behind him. With Rafferty, LaFoe, and Kugler. And LaFoe to the inside of Rafferty coming out of turn number 4. Looks really loose. LaFoe still holding that low line. Kugler's now going to be up to the high side. He's going to lose out and still hold on 5th position as he comes back down. Tries the crossover move. Connection issues there with Rafferty. Barney still holds on to it. Axum right behind him. Into the front stretch. 5 laps now remain. Into that back stretch. Axum going to try to dive down. Trying to shake loose that 14, but Barney, being the stone wall that he is, does not budge for Axum. Holds on to his lines. 4 laps now remain. And I got to tell you, get down to that final lap, just wonder if Axum's going to try that dive bomb maneuver to get underneath that 14 and get him loose. Axum's now to the high side, just driving it all over the track. Oh, and take a look at that. Out of turn number 4. The sigh of relief comes from the 14 of Blake Barney, as this one's going to finish under the yellow, and that 14 machine will pick up the victory tonight here at USA. Thomas Axum will come in second, Rafferty third, Harrison fourth, Lang in fifth. Blake Barney, though, making his debut in the series, and we got a car overturned upside down in the front stretch. It's tough to have this many laps to see it in under yellow, but the anxiousness from these drivers, the final laps remaining, led to that incident out of turn number 4 that secured the victory here for this driver, Blake Barney. White flag now in the air. Next time by, it'll be the checkered flag. And as long as Blake Barney has no mishap with his car, he'll come away with victory tonight here at USA. Making his debut here in round number 3 will pick up some points, especially with a victory. We'll come into the series in style. Next week we'll take on Phoenix. Look to challenge Thomas Axum, as Thomas Axum still with 19 points leads the series. Coming into tonight, he'll pick up some extra points. Imagine he'll still be around the front. Dan LaFoe and Caleb Moeller were tied for second, as we now see Blake Barney come across that start-finish line as a checkered flag falls. Fireworks in the air, folks. And here the fireworks off the backstretch. See if we can go up to the blimp for you, blimp cam. Celebratory fireworks taking place there off of turn number 3. A very happy number 14. Led total of 102 laps out of the 150. Very deserving finish here for that number 14. And a very, very happy number 14 of Blake Barney. Debut in the series and gets the victory here this evening. So we're going to go to second place finisher as Rafferty's not available. So we will go to the driver of the number 13, Thomas Axum here tonight, leader in the points, total of 19 points coming into tonight. What was your expectations knowing that you was picking up some new guys in the series and one of the new guys actually claiming victory here at USA?
I'm not mad that I didn't win. It was a good race. I think I could have got him if we stayed green. I would have put a little bit more of a bumper to him, but I'm definitely not mad. And most of the new guys definitely did a good job, and then some are just a work in progress, I guess. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Walk us back through right before that caution flag, couple of laps before it. You were kind of looking all over the track. Were you trying to find the right groove to be able to pass the 14, or were you going to look to pass him on the inside?
With someone who's as equally as fast as me, you can't pass him on the outside. You might be able to stay up there with him for a little bit, but I was definitely only looking for the inside, and it's pretty hard to do that because he's also a really good driver. And I was really just looking for the inside, but making him think that I wanted the outside.
Well, is there any thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give for your runner-up finish tonight?
Definitely Ted and Skip and what they do with this league and how they got everything going. Of course, you up in the booth, and then my own team, 1372 and AKR, and Tom Axum Trucking.
All right. Well, Thomas Axum, congratulations on your runner-up finish. Still got some points, maybe in the lead when we see the points results come out. But look forward to seeing you next week at Phoenix.
Thank you. I'll see you there.
All right, we're going to go live now with Blake Barney, driver of the number 14 machine, making his debut in the series here at round number 3 of the Street Stock Series. And rightfully so, in a great fashion, picking up the victory. Had a chance to talk to you under yellow. And I tell you, Blake, picking up the victory, what's this mean going forward in the series for you?
Well, I definitely had a lot of fun tonight. That's all I'm really looking forward to doing. It's just having fun in this series, and it feels pretty good to coming into this league kind of late and get a first win.
Next week, we move into Phoenix. A little bit bigger track, a little bit more room to run. What can we expect from you there?
I'll just have to work on my setup pretty hard. I don't really have a setup for that track like I have for most of these tracks like USA. But it should be fun, a bigger track, better racing. It should be fun.
All right. Well, is there any final thanks or shout-outs you want to give for your victory here at USA?
I just gotta give a thanks to Thomas Axum. Just running me clean there. I would have been pretty. I was pretty nice to him, and he was pretty nice to me. We ran a pretty clean race, and it should have been good for the broadcast.
All right. Well, congratulations again tonight. We look forward to seeing more out of this 14 car as the series moves on.
Yep, thank you.
Well, there you have it, folks. What a night of racing. 150 laps complete here at USA. And it was in no easy fashion for a lot of these drivers, a lot of new drivers starting off the season here tonight. Let's take a look at the results on the screen. Blake Barney coming in first here at USA. First night, first victory. Got a lot on his shoulders riding into Phoenix. In second position, Thomas Axum. Rafferty will finish third, Harrison fourth, Lang fifth. D.W. Jones, Wesley Utt, Dan LaFoe, James Kugler, and Kalen Moeller rounding out your top 10. Tracy Jenkins, Mark LaRoche, Cole Eastman, Skip Lynn, Teddy Groh, and Andrew McCall will round out your field this evening, folks. Again, next week we'll be back in action, 9 o'clock, Monday night, August 1st, for that Phoenix race, so you definitely want to tune in for that. But coming up tomorrow night, the Championship Racing Association, the CRA League, is back in action with a special event, not the Modified Madness Tour, but there will be more action to come tomorrow night. And I tell you what, it's going to be some great racing action. A little bit of first for us here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network, but it's going to be a great night. Kyle Barnes always knows how to put on a great show. But definitely give a shout out tonight to the guys, Skip Lynn, Teddy Groh, up there in the admin booth for putting on a great show here at USA. That will do it for us here tonight, folks. I'm Dustin Caldwell saying thanks for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network, and we'll see you tomorrow night.